You're watching Inside Durango News with Ashley Dixon, bringing you local programming that matters.
Conservationists continue their battle against the village at Wolf Creek. Engineers say the multi-million-dollar construction project at U.S. Highway 550 and 160 was worth the cost, and we get a lesson in steampunk fashion, just in time for Snowdown. These stories and more on this edition of Inside Durango News.
This program is brought to you by Stone Age Tools, named a best place to work by Outside Magazine.
Thanks for watching Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. A resort development that eventually could house up to 10,000 people adjacent to the Wolf Creek ski area is again at the center of a 30-year battle between developers, the U.S. Forest Service, and area conservationists. Conservation groups, including the San Juan Citizens Alliance, Rocky Mountain Wild, the San Luis Valley Ecosystem Council, and 6 other organizations, filed a 98-page objection earlier this month to a recent Forest Service decision approving a land swap for the proposed village of Wolf Creek on the northeast side of Wolf Creek Pass. In November, Rio Grande Forest Supervisor Dan Dallas approved the land exchange that gave Texas billionaire B.J. Red McCombs access from U.S. Highway 160 to a 300-acre parcel of private land adjacent to the Wolf Creek ski area. The highway access now allows McCombs to proceed with plans to build a village resort that could house up to 10,000 people on top of the Continental Divide. In his reasoning for the approval, Forest Supervisor Dan Dallas noted that the land exchange allows for development that's compatible with the ski area and that the negative impacts to the exchange would be minimal. But opponents who long ago dubbed the project as the pillage of Wolf Creek says that the impacts of building a village for 10,000 people are anything but minimal. Opponents have asked the Forest Service to invalidate the findings of a 3-year environmental study, to reverse the record of decision, and to nullify the land exchange.
When they address the list of why this is the public interest or why not, and they have, I think, 9 or 10 points, one of them, believe it or not, I don't believe it, but here's what they say. They say there'll be minimal effects. So, I mean, the average Joe, Jane, anyone would kind of go, minimal effects? You put a town of that size with all the infrastructure on top in that location, that wild locale, etc. There's going to be minimal effects. And then they put the caveat, and those effects could be mitigated. You know, it really, defies a lot of logic how you'd have minimal effects on something of that size in that location.
In the meantime, the San Juan Citizens Alliance hopes that the conservationists and the developers can find a solution that balances private property rights with the public interest. Some of the solutions they're exploring include purchase of the private parcel by a conservationist group or exchanging McCombs' land with Forest Service land closer to the existing infrastructure near South Fork.
I'd say the other one is, our organization, San Juan Citizens Alliance. I mean, we look for solutions, and just with this, we're not here to say no. We're looking for a solution, a way forward that works for the local communities, and it respects some private property rights, and we really think that's possible. And it might take a few years. We're patient. We've been here for a long time, and we'll be here.
Bucherud said conservationist groups have been fighting the village at Wolf Creek for 30 years, and they'll continue to fight as long as the proposal is on the table.
Numerous times, what is the most common bumper sticker in Southwest Colorado? It's the Stop the Pillage. You see it everywhere. You've seen it for years. It's perpetuated for more than a decade. We're reprinting, and that pretty much says it. That's where the people are on it. That's the real public interest in the choice of the people. They want to go to Wolf Creek Pass, for that beauty of that landscape, whether they're going fishing at Alberta Park or the ski area or backcountry or just being in that amazing location. That's what the public interest is. It's not for a huge development.
For more information about the village at Wolf Creek, visit the Rio Grande National Forest website at the address listed below or at friendsofwolfcreek.org.